So I want to briefly talk about this Luigi Mangione thing and this United Healthcare assassination, CEO assassination here, and explain the background, why it happened, why it was a terrible decision to do that, and what could have prevented these things. First of all, this is Luigi Mangione's x-ray here. I don't know if you can see this here. Gigi, can you get a close-up here? This is a post-surgery, obviously, but this is coming from his Twitter account before he completely lost his marbles. And you can see the lumbar spine in relatively proper alignment, but what happens here is the sacrum, where the back of the lumbar is right here, fifth lumbar, the back of the sacrum is here. And ideally, they would be lining up in a situation more like this, where one end plate lines up relatively with the other end plate. And what you're seeing like this, what you're seeing is something like this, where the top end plate of L5 and the end plate of the sacrum, they are not in alignment, and you can see the sacrum is shifted back. And this is referred to as a spondylolisthesis, is what they're calling it. Now, I don't know if that's the case or not. I don't know if this is really a spondy or not. A true spondy generally is something where the pars fractures at L5, allowing the body of the vertebrae to move forward while the sacrum stays still, so it moves forward. Generally, we would see that translate not only on the sacrum forward, but also on L4. Now, this may be because it's fixed it, but I doubt it because they fixed it with the surgery in the wrong position, first of all. So whether this is a spondy or not, this could have been a simple base posterior, and that happens a lot of time, especially in athletes, especially kids, when they fall on their butt, they can shift back the sacrum, and it would give that same presentation. And of course, the medical solution to this is the same thing that they did to Tiger Woods, where he had an L5 problem. I'm going to do it the same way. We don't look at the x-rays this side, but then the same L5 problem where L5 was subluxated and shifted back. That was pinching off the nerves there. They fused it, but what did they do? The same thing they did in this. They fused everything in the wrong position. Wouldn't it be much more logical, if you're going to fuse anything, which is ridiculous to do in the first thing, wouldn't it be logical to have that in normal position before you fuse anything? That's not the way they think, because if it were in normal position, you wouldn't need a fusion to begin with. So anyway, what happened is pretty tragic on this kid. I was in this position when I was 20 years old. I remember going to the spine surgeons at Emory, and I had a fifth lumbar, very similar to Tiger Woods. It doesn't matter, same disc, same nerve being affected, but this can contribute a lot of pain in somebody's life. The worst thing happening in this condition here, in a situation that is not stable, is getting any surgery, because all you did is everything was already stable here. Now they fused this in permanently and will never move again, causing tremendous pain. At least before, he was in pain. He didn't want to kill anybody, but all of a sudden he gets in a lot of pain from this, and he's locked in here. Of course, he's going to blame the problem on the doctor. Not too long ago, about 2 years ago, you remember, I think it was maybe 3 years ago, it was in St. Louis, there was a guy who got surgery. I'll see if I could find a link, and he had a terrible surgery, went in and he decided he ended up killing his doctor. And this was some hospital, I believe it was in St. Louis. I'll try to link that to the bottom. Here's the point. This could have been, he was an athlete, pretty good build, very clear this guy liked to be very active, and I think this said it was interfering with his surfing or something like that. The way, killing anybody is just absolutely terrible, regardless of what you think. I've seen some media praising that this guy is gone. Regardless of what you feel about him, that's not the way to beat these people. The way to beat them is stay out of their system. Had this boy never gone to a medical doctor, had he gone to a chiropractor, I can say that there's a pretty damn good chance that he would never ever saw this. He would never even gotten the surgery, or if he did, it wouldn't have been nearly, hopefully it would be something much, much less drastic if he chose that route. The best way to beat these people is not kill them. The best way to beat them is to stay out of the system. And it's not just for this, it's in anything. People are always complaining about your medical care, how you're sick, and the doctor doesn't want to know what's going wrong with you. It's not the The doctor's doing his best with the tools that are given him. He's given poisons and knives. Neither of them work. The healer is that innate ability that God gave you inside you, and every one of you has it while you're alive. Chiropractic uses that as our sole focus. As a matter of fact, when we adjust you, if your body doesn't create new cells, then you're not going to heal, and we're going to be out of work. So, takeaways from this thing is, number one, I don't understand why anybody would do surgery when they're already stable. Pain is never a good reason for surgery. Stability, you may choose to, but I still don't even know if that's a good reason, okay? Second of all, had he stayed out of this boy, was a valedictorian, he could have had a successful life, okay? But instead, this handicapped him so bad, and it let him affect him mentally. He wasn't prepared, he wasn't strong enough mentally to take care of the tremendous pain he had, and it led him to this terrible thing where now he, with an orphan children and a widowed wife, and then now he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. So stay out of the system.